Today is March 4th, 2019, and it's 6 p.m. and the Special Board of Commissioners meeting is called to order. Will City Clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Hodges.
Here.
Commissioner Douthert.
Present.
Mayor Black.
Present. Next item on the agenda is public comment. The floor is now open for public comment. Floor is closed. The first item on the agenda for item topics is the Board of Commissioners interviewing and selection for a qualified applicant to fill the vacant Commissioner District 3 seat. City Clerk?
You could do that how you want to handle it. You could have her to come up and Miss Barbara to come up and tell about herself. You can ask questions or...
Would you care to step up and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes.
Thank you.
Here?
And,
Would you like me here?
Yes, please.
yes, and it's Barbara Donovan?
Yes, Donovan.
Donovan.
Yes, I have a very loud voice,
Well,
so I'm going to try without this, okay?
No, you still need the microphone.
Okay. I'm Barbara Donovan, and I have lived in Madeira Beach for 18 years. I'm not a property owner. I have a good friend that has a freestanding home on Marguerite Drive. In '09, I became a Florida resident, and I applied for this because it's very short term. My claim to fame for this area is I really love Madeira Beach. I am devoted to it. I am loyal. I would be quite a hard worker had I ever considered a position like this. I am a widow. My husband died at 59 in 1998. I have no business experience at all. All of my expertise is in healthcare and healthcare management. I'm a graduate of the Medical College of Virginia in radiology technology. I'm a graduate of Johnston Willis Hospital School of Nursing, and I'm a graduate of the Medical College of Virginia School of Nurse Anesthesia, and we have been the #1 ranked school for pretty close to 17 years, not necessarily consecutively, but for 7, and I'm very proud of that. I retired from the Medical College of Virginia as the chief nurse anesthetist, and I guess that's really all there is about me. I have one daughter who is with Boston Scientific and does research and teaching in Germany, and she will be there 12 more years because they have put the golden handcuffs around her. So she'll be there 12 more years. I had 3 sisters, the oldest, which graduated William and Mary College 2 months before I was born, and politely said to my parents, who were much older than my parents were my friend's grandparents' age. So my sister announced to my parents that she was embarrassed that Muller was so old and was going to have another baby, and that she didn't want my parents to come to graduation, which my father immediately said that he understood that and that life is full of choices, and that he and my mother were going to attend graduation and maybe she wouldn't go. So that's a little bit of how I was brought up. I was brought up as the youngest of 5. My 3 sisters have since died, as they were 87, 85, and 78. And I have one brother who's a surgeon in San Diego, and he's 78. And I guess there's really, I'm of the Protestant faith, and I don't really think there's a lot more to say about me. I'm not very out there. But if you want to ask me something, I'm happy to try to answer. But I do believe in this city. I live with my friend in a what I consider a low socioeconomic area, and my first foray with coming to something for the city was when I came back one year and noticed the beautiful street lights on 140th, and then I turned onto our pitiful little Marguerite and their most unattractive street lights. So that let me know that, you know, it's I don't know, just because we're not in that area doesn't mean we're not good folk. But anyway, if I were going to be here and there was a need for someone to run for an office, I have the interest. At this point, I'm not sure that I have the total knowledge, but I am a go-getter, and I would learn everything I would need to learn. If you choose me to fill this position for 3 weeks, I will do my best, and I will promise you this. When I accepted the chief anesthetist position at the Medical College of Virginia, I gave up a lot of things because in my mind and in my heart, I represented MCV 24/7. And I feel the same way about commissioners and anyone that holds a public office. You no longer are entitled to do things the way you've always done in your private life, because I have done some partying back 50 years ago. But if I ever represented the city, it would be a 24/7 situation with my demeanor, with my attire, with my thoughts, with the way I presented. So that's really all I have to say.
Well, thank you very much. The only question I have, I'm just curious what you did in the Navy.
Pardon?
I'm just curious what you did in the Navy. Can you,
Get back in there.
Do you think maybe I should go up to Audubon?
Microphone.
oh, perhaps.
What did I do in the Navy? I was, well, you mean other than put on platform twice and scared to death?
Well,
I had just accepted my chief anesthetist position, and I heard this little knock on my office door. And it was the Navy recruiter. I was 46 at the time. And he said, "Mrs. Donovan, we want you." And I said, "Well, I'm 46 years old." And he said, "Well, I know that you won't be able to retire, but we really need your position." And that was anesthesia. So, at the Naval Hospital at Camp Lejeune, I was on active duty for Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and I was in the Department of Anesthesiology. I was on platform twice. I did not go over because at that ripe age, I had more experience than anyone left in the department. And there were lots of little babies with tubes and lots of moms having children, babies, while parents were gone. So they needed to keep someone that had been around a while, that had earned this gray hair. I did do something interesting while I was there. There's something in anesthesia called sleep interviews. And there was a new drug on the market that I had done part of the studies for to be approved. And I did 2 sleep interviews on young men. It was most sad, on young men that had claimed insanity to get sent back. The drug that I used, I was kind of, that was my expertise. I was able to keep the gentleman so that he would talk to me, but if I didn't ask him anything, he didn't say anything. It's a drug as that. One of the gentlemen that came back truly had some mental problems, and the other one was kind of faking it. But that was something that I was very proud of because no one there had any experience with that new drug, and I had actually helped do the research. So that was fun, yes. But that's what I did in the Navy, anesthesia.
very interesting. Thank you.
That's all I know how to do.
Does anybody else have any questions or, Barbara?
How long were you at Camp Lejeune?
7 months. It was Desert Shield when I started out, and I was taking a knitting class when it came over the intercom that Desert Storm has now started. I was scared to death. I mean, can you imagine never being, I didn't even have uniforms. My husband had to go get the uniforms because they assured me I would not have to do any drilling. What I did was go to lectures that I always attended anyway and made sure the residents attended that were getting our hard-earned dollars for going to school. So that's really, and I was told I would never be called to active duty. I didn't do boot camp. I did go to knife and fork school in Pensacola because it was so much fun. So that's all I did.
Thank you.
Barbara, where are you from?
I'm from Virginia.
Okay.
Yes, down on the Chesapeake Bay. I lived in Virginia all my life. I grew up on 1,000 acres. And when I was in love at 18, and my father said, "You're not staying here. You're going to get an education. If you want to come back home, we'd love to have you, but you're going to get an education." So that's why I did that. Then when I did fall in love, I lived in Richmond, Virginia. And then after my husband's demise, I bought a cottage down on the Chesapeake Bay. Pretty close, the most inland that you all may or may not recognize would be Williamsburg. I was about 47 miles from Williamsburg. Yeah.
Anybody else? Thank you very much, Barbara.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion on the board before we go to a vote? No? I'll open the floor for public comment on this vote. Public comment is closed. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we select Barbara, say your last name, Duvant, to replace, to fill the seat for District 3 for the interim till the next election.
I'll second.
Will City Clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Douthat,
Yes.
Commissioner Hodges,
Yes.
Mayor Black.
Yes. Congratulations, Commissioner.
Thank you. I'll do anything I can to help you all and the city for this time frame.
Thank you. And now we have the oath of office, City Clerk.
Ms. Barbara Donovan, if you would repeat after me, raise your right hand and repeat after me. And when I say "I," you state your name for the record. I
Barbara Donovan.
do solemnly swear or affirm. Repeat after me.
Oh, do solemnly
swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States and the Constitution of the laws of the state of Florida,
of the United States and the Constitution of the laws of the state of Florida,
the city charter,
the city charter,
city codes,
the city code,
and policies and procedures of the city of Madeira Beach,
policies and procedures of the city of Madeira Beach,
and that I will faithfully, impartially perform,
and I will faithfully and what? Partially perform
and discharge the duties
and discharge the duties
of the office of Commissioner District 3
of Officer of Commissioner of District 3
for the city of Madeira Beach
for the city of Madeira Beach
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
in the manner provided by law.
in the manner provided by law.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And you can sign this after you.
Okay.
Yes.
She needs to come up and sit down now.
Can you please come to your
Come up here
seat?
and sit down.
Nancy, it's nice to meet you. I've not really met you. And it's nice to meet you. I remember when you were elected, but I never had a chance to meet you. Thank you. Yes.
usually way up here. And then- Once again, congratulations. How does it feel sitting there?
Well, it's rather daunting.
Well, it'll be even more daunting when there's a lot of people
Yes,
out
it
there.
will. But like I said, I've lectured a lot, but now I will say, my expertise is anesthesia, so I don't have any trouble with that.
All right, the final item is a roll call of the new commission, city clerk.
Commissioner Hodges?
Present.
Commissioner Donovan?
Yes.
Commissioner Douther?
Yes.
Present.
Mayor Black?
Present. And with that, at 6:16, oh, yes, sir?
Steve Kochick, 15301 Second Street East. Being that this is going to be a very short term with her, if I may suggest that she make a motion to close the meeting, somebody else can second it. This may be her only chance to be on the record to make a motion.
It's fine with me.
What does he want me to do?
He wants you to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you. Do I have to push this? No, it's already. Okay, yes, thank you. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Will the city clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Donovan?
Yes.
Commissioner Douther?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodges?
Yes.
Mayor Black?
Yes.